Hi, and welcome to Transitional Changes Mission Podcast Show. This is your host, Queen Summers.
And your host, King Summers.
For more information about this show or all previous shows, we'd like for you to visit www.transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. In there, you will find links to all different types of organizations that can help you in all situations of your life. We also have blog posts available from previous shows. We also have current events of what's going on within Transitional Changes Mission Incorporated. Again, that website is www.transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. And we thank you for listening with us tonight to talk about a wonderful topic. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? I mean, get an understanding about what we're talking about. We got funds coming in from everywhere, always been throughout this whole pandemic. Some would say the government or services that's out here for you that always has been out here has stepped up to the plate. Some might say that they haven't, and that's what the show is about. What's the big deal about all of it in one bunch?
And nonprofit organizations play a vital role in building healthy communities by providing critical services that contribute to economic stability and mobility. As government agencies and the private sector have scaled back their charitable giving in recent years, nonprofits have become indispensable. Frequently, nonprofit leaders are the voice of the people they serve. So we will definitely come back after this break and get into topic.
And to describe a little bit more about Transitional Changes Mission, how you can support us, how you can share us, and follow us. But right now, we appreciate you tuning into this exciting show, and we'd like for you to participate in with us by calling 910-985-9090. There you can leave a message. You can even invite yourself to be a guest on our show, and all of it is in that telephone number or on our website at www.transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. So we'll get back with you soon as after this little break, get everything together, and we coming back to start it up. What's the big deal? Welcome back to your Transitional Changes Mission podcast show, where this is the best podcast show in the world. We appreciate all the support that we have been getting and continuing to get only by you. And this is your host to this show, King Summers.
And your host, Queen Summers.
Now, we left off at introducing the show of what's the big deal. And we'll get into a little bit more details to add up to what the topic is asking. And what we are trying to make a statement about to give more people understanding or awareness or asking questions to us or even getting solutions to a situation that we feel that is coming up. And we're just going to start out by giving you an example of what we do as we been in this pandemic. Here at Transitional Changes Mission, we are involved with the community that is surrounding our area. We do footwork, we be out in public, but we always do it safe, and we always advocate everybody else that is socializing. As for us, it's our job, and we do it all the time, either by this internet, by podcasting, and getting involved.
And not only is it our job, but it's also our passion. Because if you don't love what you do, then why are you even doing it?
And yes, with nonprofit, you have to get the support of the community. Find the problem within the community of the city or in your neighborhood and tackle a problem that everybody comes to agreement with. And that requires you to get data from everybody. And so I was talking with a king, and he was asking, we was talking about this pandemic, and he said something that I'm going to share with you. He said, man, ain't it amazing that for a year, how much funds that has been kicked out through this government alone, that me and him is reaching numbers that is out of range of what I wasn't taught in school about. Like I was giving him an example, shoot, we was in the millions of dollars. Never heard about billions. Now trillions.
How much is that?
Yeah, how much is that? This shows you that currency or the paperback money, some would say that it's losing its power, or is this an illusion? When you get into more details about that, which the show is coming up on. But to get back to what this king was saying that struck my mind, he said, ain't it amazing how they helping everybody just for 1 year? And all my life I've been seeing people struggle. And it's like, wow, that is something to think about. Like right now at the moment, President Joe Biden is signing a $1.9 trillion bill to help everybody. And it's just not Joe Biden. President Trump, he signed some bills that was in the billions. President Obama. But things being spread out across the globe. And since this pandemic, it has drawn back to the nation to help its people.
Right. And in current events around the world, city officials awarded a Queens, New York nonprofit a $350 million contract to shelter homeless families in hotels, even after questioning everything from loans to a massive hiring spree by this nonprofit. 1 in 14 California jobs is at a nonprofit organization. In California, nonprofit organizations bring in more than $40 billion each year from out of state. Nearly 1/3 of nonprofits have had to cut services below 50%, and 14% have already shut down completely. Losing them not only means California is missing out on their services, but it also creates a void that either won't be filled or will have to be filled by the government at taxpayers' expense. So what happens when the lines of communication cause a static in the line of providing vital services to the people by nonprofit?
Now, within a service of for-profit or non-profit or anything that you do when you're buying a home or when you're in a community, there is a research that most entrepreneurs or business owners do when they are trying to open up a business. And the biggest thing that a service would like to see is how much this community have of disposable cash. That is very important and value to a entrepreneur with different types of business that are coming up. So what is disposable cash?
Disposable income is income remaining after deduction of taxes and other mandatory charges available to be spent or saved as one wishes.
Now, what some would say, the funds that's coming out that is now looking like or will be founded out later on in the future to all organizations, including the government, including politics, where all these funds come from. When I'm relating that to the disposable cash with entrepreneurs, you do it the same with nonprofits. When people have disposable cash, some have humanity within that. And it all leads to a service that can help you. If you go purchase a pair of pants from that business that just showed up in your neighborhood, they looking at that income that you brought to them as disposable cash that can help them grow their business within your community.
Our 33rd former president, Harry Truman, famously kept a sign on his desk in the Oval Office reading, "The buck stops here." It was an overt declaration that he took ultimate responsibility for every choice his administration made, for everything they did or failed to do. He assumed the blame, and that's an admirable trait in a leader. It builds trust and wins the respect of team members to know their leader is willing to take the blame for mistakes the team makes. It goes back to justice. No one wants to be blamed for something for which they aren't personally at fault, because whenever something goes wrong, there must be someone to blame, someone to be punished if necessary. That's a basic fact of human nature. People think in terms of cause and effect. If something bad happened, someone or something must have screwed up to cause it. But admirable as it is for a leader to assume responsibility for everything, blaming the person in charge charge isn't enough, nor is it just blaming the person at the point of failure or picking a random scapegoat. Simplistic ways of apportioning responsibility for mistakes without in-depth analysis allows us to gloss over the necessary response to failure, to figure out what actually went wrong and how to fix it. Pointing the finger is a human trait, but if leaders want their organizations to learn and improve, they must learn to do it well.
And I really agree with that. And one thing I'm going to try to relate that to is how society is set up with government. We have different societies. We got socialism, nationalism, we got capitalism, which this nation is under capitalism. And don't get it misconstrued like I'm talking against capitalism. I was born in it, I grew up in it, and I embraced it. But when you start breaking things down, it all lies under that umbrella of capitalism. Now, under that capitalism umbrella, we have came out with saying, paraphrase. Some of those paraphrases I want to ask y'all, have y'all heard some of them? The have-nots and the have. Leaders and followers.
Yes.
Prey and predators. Lambs and the lions. And what does that mean when you don't hear these paraphrases? That means the strong, the weak. That means we got some success people, some that didn't. And throughout these processes of people seeing this into reality, the government that has established capitalism and other different forms of government across the globe got organizations that have came up to help people that is the have-not, that is the prey. Because everybody recognizes that we got predators out here. We all recognize we got good people and we got bad people. We have came up with a justice system that can punish people or you can get a reward. And it has made me come up with a conclusion that everybody in this world is not bad.
Right.
Nor is it that you have to create a business and the only way you can be successful within that business is do something bad.
Right. And there is no bad people. There's not a perfect person. And I look at it like this: where there is blame, open minds close. Inquiry tends to cease. And the desire to understand the whole system diminishes. So when it comes to nonprofits, we are the voice for the people who cannot speak. And it is your moral obligation and responsibility to make sure that you are doing everything that you can to serve the population in which you are designed to serve.
And I totally agree with that, because then you can be honored as an eminent person. Eminent person is a person of honor, a person that is looked at to succeed in life. And everybody has that opportunity. So we got to figure out how to change the atmosphere of that. But I will ask the audience, is that to change capitalism? Are you ready for that? Are we in an era where change of governments is changed? We got a show about that with our opinions, and you could call 910-985-9090.
And leave your opinion.
Yes.
Write to us at tcmissionspeaks@gmail.com. And if you are enjoying this show, please don't hesitate to share us, like us, love us, comment to us. At Transitional Changes Mission, we are available on a variety of platforms that are accessible on our website at www.transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. And after this break, we'll be back with some solutions to find out how can we stop pointing the blame at when things don't work out.
Or better yet, start preparing your mind for the system, just like Queen Summer stated about the human error. Is this a natural thing to start pointing the finger? How can we fix that? And we're going to talk about that within the second half, figure this out together within this next set. But right now, we appreciate you tuning in to us. Share us. Love us. Call your friend right now and be like, man, you got to hear this. Share our website. Share our podcast host, which is Spreaker.com, Podbeam.com, Anchor.com. You can hear us on all social medias, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
We're everywhere. Stick around.
Yes. Share us, love us, and follow us. We'll do the same. Thank you so much.